Oh, what's up everybody, Dr. McKay here and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another discussion-like talk that's not scripted to discuss the new Stargate show. Now this video is going to be the top 5 things I want to see kind of return to the new show, but because the new show is going to be a new chapter within the Stargate franchise, I don't really have high hopes for a lot of the old stuff returning, as it is going to be a new chapter. But these are going to be the 5 things I would like to see, trying to keep it sensible with the constraints of the new chapter. But before we get started, if you like the content, feel free to like, comment and subscribe for more. And with that said, let's go. Starting off with number 5, I would like to see some returning characters to the show. Now, I know it's going to be a new chapter and we haven't had any hints at whether or not returning characters will return to the show, but I can think of 3 main characters that are crucial to the Stargate program that I would love to see return. Now, firstly, the main 3 are going to be Samantha Carter, as she is a major part of the Stargate program, with last seen commanding the Hammond, but I can imagine she being a general now within the US Air Force, probably commanding the SGC or somewhere higher up in Homeworld Command. So it'd be nice to see where her character is within the new show 14 years later. The next character is obviously Dr. Rodney McKay. Now, the actor, David Hewlett, he wants to come back. He loves his character, so it'd be nice to have him come back. And he is a crucial part of Stargate in the terms of just understanding the science of ancient technology. He's the foremost expert next to Carter on ancient technology. So to have him back, even just for a brief moment, to go over some technology or stuff, would just be incredible, especially if he was heading up a class on ancient technology. I think McKay would be a lovely return to the show. And lastly, the last one of the 3 I would think would be most important coming back would be Daniel Jackson, as he was the one that opened up the Stargate and had a crucial part throughout the entirety of SG-1. I think if the new show is going to be on Earth, Daniel Jackson needs to be in it, even if he is just on those video recordings that Eli watched. Yeah, even if that is the most we get of Daniel, just a bunch of cadets or something watching these videos. We just need that continuity of at least some returning characters. But those 3 are the main ones I feel that need to come back. Now, yes, we could have Shepard, Woolsey, Mitchell, Major Lauren, probably be a colonel by now, come back in any role, but they don't really have that importance as Carter, McKay, or Daniel has within the show. But it'd be fun to have any returning actors back. But I know what a fun one will be, and I don't know if you guys would agree, but Walter Harriman, the guy that dials the Stargate in the SGC, just imagine we have the SGC or another place where the Stargate is being operated out from, and we still have Walter dialing the Stargate for Earth. That would just be mwah. But yeah, but along with returning characters within my number 5 point would be returning races like the Jafar or the Tok'ra. Yeah, we are going to be returning to Stargate and we're in the Milky Way galaxy. Now, we don't know where we're going to be, but if we are in the Milky Way galaxy, even briefly, I would like to at least have some information on the Jafar, Tok'ra, and maybe some of the other races and civilizations that we encountered. Doesn't have to be all of them, just some of the major ones that played a massive part within the Stargate lore. And I just think that'd be a great addition. So what do you think on my returning characters? McKay, Daniel and Carter being the main ones that I would love to see return. And you could have Woolsey in a political position, Shepard teaching military, training military men. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah, and maybe Tilk could come back as well as a Jafar liaison. Maybe he's out with the Jafar. I don't know. But what do you think? Do you think we need some returning characters to the new show? Or we gonna wipe slate and have brand new characters and only have references to, oh, I remember the time SG-1 under O'Neill did this. Yeah, but what do you think? Number 4, I want to see Earth's space fleet. Now, I really want to see like a modern CGI version of the BC-304 and finally get a true size of it. Is it 700 meters long or is it like 225 meters long? I really need to know this information. So I don't know about you guys when it comes to the space fleet, but I really would like to see the state of the Tauris fleet 14 years later. Now we had, what do we have? We had the Daedalus, the Apollo, the Odyssey, the Hammond, the Sun Tzu, and I think that was like 5 ships. My brain, we had like 5 ships by the time the show ended, not including Atlantis, just 5 ships. And it's been 14 years, and they're pumping out what, a ship a year? So that's got to be at least 20 ships. Not let alone the technology that we've had from the Asgard core and Atlantis. I can imagine Earth's fleet is going to be pretty powerful. So I want to see Earth's fleet. We have to. Like, that's one of the things I really want to see. Yeah, and we might have new classes. Just imagine, we had the Prometheus and then the Daedalus, but we had no other plans for new designs. And there's lots of amazing fan designs that we've seen, I've seen over the years, like the Ares for one, which is a fan design that's like a very long, Daedalus looking ship but without the hangars. Now, to see capital ships that the Tauri have fielded is going to be incredible to watch, and I just cannot wait to see what Brad Wright and Martin Giro do with like Earth's fleet. Yeah. Anyway, next up at number 3, the state of Earth. Now, if we are in the Milky Way galaxy and we're on Earth, to even if we're just beginning on Earth before we go off to wherever the show is going to be held, I want to know if the public ever learned of the Stargate program. Now, I know that there was going to be a public reveal in, I think, season 11 of Stargate SG-1, or it could have been season 6 of Atlantis. I remember reading that Brad Wright mentioned that he was going to do a reveal to the public of the Stargate program. So I would imagine in the last 14 years, the public of Earth, would be aware of the Stargate program. And I really want to know, if it did. Yeah, and we could also revisit that moment in a flashback. Now, it doesn't have to show any of the old main characters, but just a reveal of a new president. It doesn't have to be President Hayes, but a new president, so you can get a new actor for this, but get a new president to reveal to the public of the Stargate program, and then have the reaction of Earth's population, and it may be a flashback of how the population of Earth reacted, and then got to where the new show will be. I just think, they can't keep the Stargate a secret forever, especially if it's been 14 years with the advancements in technology. Something's going to have to crop up. And I would love to see that reveal, even if it's a flashback, or maybe the show starts off with the public reveal. That would be interesting. But I'm not going to speculate. I just would like to see what happened and if the public of Earth ever learned about Stargate. That's my number 3. For number 2, I want the writers to expand on the lore of the ancients and maybe the other 4 great races. Now, I know this is probably far-fetched. We've had a lot of ancients lore within SG-1, Atlantis, and I'm pretty sure a new chapter would mean completely new storyline, new elements, new enemy, new stuff. So it's not going to be revisiting the past a lot. But there are millions of years of unaccounted history of the ancients, and one of the speculations we've been having in the chat, guys, is about the 8 chevron comment. But even though someone said that Joseph Malozzi, like, basically said that was just for a bit of fun rather than any hint, I still would think if we go into another galaxy, for argument's sake, and it's seeded by the ancients, we need to know when that happened rather than just not. So a little bit of history on the ancients, maybe. You don't have to go too crazy. You don't have to be the main focus of the story, but just some main history be nice. What do you think, guys? To bring a bit more history? Yeah. And number one, the main thing I want the show to do. All right, now this may seem insignificant to a lot of you, but to me it's rather important. All right, I would like the new show to continue the continuity of design that we saw in the previous Stargate shows, like the design of the Milky Way Stargate. Now, if the show takes place in the Milky Way galaxy, we need to have the Milky Way Stargate. I don't want them to change a thing when it comes to design. The gates have spent millions of years being the same. They don't need to change the design. Now they can change, obviously, technology when it comes to ships and other things that the Tauri have made within the 14 years. But anything that the ancients built need to remain the same aesthetic as what's come before. And I know we all have this fear of what's happened with Star Trek. With Star Trek Discovery, they changed everything from the design of the ships. They looked more futuristic than we had in Voyager. And the fact that they changed the Klingons so drastically in Discovery as well was a big put-off for me. They did kind of correct it in later seasons, but last thing I want is a massive change to, like, the Jafar, for instance, being more alien. The Jafar are humans that have been augmented with a pouch. They don't need to be alienified, you know what I mean? So I just want continuity of the design. So the same old Stargate that you see around me on the screen, that design, we don't need to change it. So my number one thing I wish to see is they just keep the same design and then build a story off it, and then obviously have those advances in technology when it comes to Earth-made stuff like ships or the SGC. We could have, automated laser defenses for all I care. I don't mind because it's human-made. But for, like, the Stargate itself, and for anything that we are going to visit ancient-wise or Jafar-wise, just keep it the same aesthetic. Like the ancient Egyptian aesthetic for the Goa'uld. If we visit anything Goa'uld or Jafar, keep it kind of like that. That's all I want. That's the main thing. Well, there we go. That is the top 5 things I would like to see in the new Stargate show. Now, we may not agree with my top 5. This is my opinion. I'm sure you guys have your own top 5 things that you would like to see. And I would love to hear from you. So feel free to comment in the chat your top 5 things, label them 1 to 5 of importance, and just type away in the chat, and we'll have a discussion and see, what everybody wants. With all that said, though, I've been Dr. McKay. This has been a fun talk. Like I said, it's been unscripted, so I'm sorry if I'm speaking fast or you can't understand me. I'm trying a new format for you guys during this new Stargate reveal. So if you like the content, feel free to hit that like button. Don't forget to comment your thoughts and hit that subscribe button to help the channel out. This channel's blowing up, and it's all thanks to you, so thank you very much. I have been your host, Dr. McKay. It's been a pleasure, and until the next video, I'll catch you all then. Cheers and goodbye, and have a good rest of your day. Bye all.